Don't let your eyes deceive you. Those are regular demonettes with Chaos Knights behind them versus the Rat Boys. Here we go with the Skaven. Me versus RogueAI. Good old boy here on the channel. And I think this might be his maybe his first, if not second time on the channel. Hard to tell. It's rare to see Rogue on here. As for the build, Ikit and Azazel, no surprise there. Ikit's still pretty damn good in those Skaven boys. It's the battle of the low tier factions. And I wanted to try something. And I was actually scared that it was going to be Skaven Tide. Bunch of slaves, rats, clans, all that nonsense. Couldn't bring elites. I was thinking about bringing in Exalted Demonettes, and I realized Ikit's going to just absolutely destroy them. So, I settled for regular Demonettes. And with the buff to their leadership, solid speed, able to keep up with most of the rats, if not outrun them. It helps. It helps out a lot. Ikit coming in for the center. We have the rest of these rats coming in. Just the whole Vermintide coming in. Whoops, sorry about that. And we have the Demonettes trying to get the flanks. Don't even bother going for my own home objective at this point. We're sending in the Chaos Knight straight into his backline, knowing that there are probably some Warplock Jezzails out there waiting to take their shots. And that's where Azazel comes in to bait them out so I can actually have a shot at taking them. Ikit going for the unlimited power here. Just pulling in as much spells as he can, which makes sense. And then here comes the shots. Azazel is actually quite a small target, so it's hard for the snipers even to get a hit on him. And, oh, nope, I faked the feint. I thought I was going to sit here and charge him, but no. Figure why bother? We're playing the ropes here. And I'm not sure which of these rats are spears or not. And then he's got the ogres to come in to try to deal with my boys. I honestly think he should be taking out the Chaos Knights right now with those natty boobos. Ikit's not sure where to go yet. We can decide the fight, seeing as how we're faster, much faster. One charge from those Chaos Knights into those slaves. Easy pickings there. Ikit's trying to chase off, and he needs to be careful because if he's still chasing, Azazel can now go into the backline and cause trouble, and that's where Azazel goes. And that's where Ikit follows. And here he goes with the warp. The warp goes in, the boobos start laying it into him, doing some pretty damn good damage. Although that's happening, we still have everything moving through everywhere. Pushing these clan rats, spears, everything, and just mass clicking onto those Jezzails. Not caring about any of these units. Seeing as how most of our Skaven slaves, they don't have a lot of capture weight, so we can just ignore them. Clear them off with 1 or 2 Demonettes. Seeing as how they have, what, 35 leadership? Yeah, one charge from the Demonettes would be more than enough to take them out. And that's not including the terror Azazel brings. And there are those beautiful knights. Azazel charging right on time. And Ikit just doesn't know what to do with himself. Ikit's still pretty damn good. He can delete some elites real nice. He's doing some pretty good damage here on these Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. But yeah, the Skavens, the Rat Boys, they're just not having a good time. And we're making sure they win. Mass terror routes, mass fear, all the good stuff. Hitting the boobos with the vein, and then just trying to get in. Those poor Plague Monks absolutely trampled over by my Chaos Knights. Oh, it hurts. I felt bad for doing it. Spend what? How much are Plague Monks? I haven't played Skaven or used them in a while. I think they're what, 750, 800? Only get absolutely destroyed. Wolf Rats with poison though. I understand the Wolf Rats with poison, but I think I would have went with the other variation that has magic attacks and armor piercing to deal. Well, then again, it's like, I mean, the magic is still good because it gets around the physical resistance, and the armor piercing can destroy Slaanesh Chosen and Chaos Warriors. But then again, I don't know. I think that would have been a fun call. And it can just destroy my Chaos Knights. But I think my Chaos Knights have done their job. Although, I have less value than Rogue right here. The problem now is a lot of his units are routing. And yeah, a lot of his units are just routing. I mean, they're cheap, they're expendable, they don't have a lot of capture weight. And all we have to do is send in 1 or 2 Demonettes to just finish them off. Or these Fiends, who are going to get a nice, nasty charge on the side here. Devastating Flanker helps out a lot. We also summoned in spawns of Slaanesh. And we're just going to stack some debuffs. -5 melee attack and defense on top of Skaven slaves that don't really have much of that in the first place. And here comes some more charges in the back. Absolutely annihilating these boys. And we're catching up in terms of value and in unit count. And I think unit count's far more important. Spawns will absolutely destroy slaves, rats, everything. Buboes are surprisingly still alive. I have the Knights trying to beat up on this hero who I didn't realize was a Mortis engine and a hero. And now that I know that these rats end up taking up Knights who were chasing off units. But we're also going to chase off the Jezzails. Finally, hopefully, figure out them all enough. Route them out enough. Plaguemon, Sensor Bears are trying their best. I think we can take care of them with these Demonettes and rear charging Marauders. No, they're routing. Contaminate. It's good, but it's not enough. We are trading far better into them than they are with us. Especially when we drop these Furies on top of them. Yeah. I say that, but the Furies are actually getting beaten back pretty hard. Holy shit. We have 3 units on top of these Plague Bears. They're actually trading quite well to all 3. Ikit getting hit with Narcissism and the Spore Musk, so he is just not having fun getting hit down by Azazel and the Fiend. Poor Ikit. I really hope that... I kind of want Skaven to get some DLC. I want him to get something similar to like a Steam Tank or an Iron Demon, just some fun, more tech. Because it seems like Doom Wheels and Doom players just, as cool as they are, they're pretty dog shit. They're really bad cherry units. I wish they were better. Because it hurts. It hurts to watch them. It hurts not to have a lot of options. Especially when I have a nice big roster, but most of the roster isn't really worth it. Especially in Dom, where infantry units are king. Looking at it now, we're catching now up in value. The Furies don't want any part of that Mortis, so we're going to do some more rear charging and chasing off of units. AI has been doing very well to keep up in this battle of the low tiers. We are struggling to take back the center objective. I am barely in the lead, and I somehow haven't taken out Ikit yet. But with all these rear charges and devastating flankers, not going too bad. Although I will give it up to these Fiends. These Fiends of Slaanesh are actually doing pretty good work. You would think the -5 melee tech defense wouldn't matter. But when you have units that already have low melee attack and defense, it kind of hurts. It hurts a bit. Maybe a bit too much. I think I got some of the Skaven units to be even in, like, I think the lowest I got them was like 13 melee attack. Pretty brutal. Poor Skaven slaves. And we hit poor old Ikit again. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get away. Azazel plus the Fiends again. Marauders are throwing javelins into them. Yeah, it's pretty much done. And we have mass routes in the center. We have more Demonettes to come take these objectives. Nice little tricky play here, sending in all these units off to my side objective. That's going to force my Demonettes to go there, but we pretty much have the center on lock. And we are going to be doing that soon enough once these spawn actually finish off these rats. Yeah, that Warlock Engineer. I don't know how I feel about the Warlock Engineer. It seems to be doing alright for Mortis, but for 750, I don't know. I think I would have rather taken some more slingers or something to provide fire support. It seems to be what's missing in this army is actually ranged units. A lot more slingers, night runners, the works. But then again, this is Slaanesh. It's easy for them to just jump on top of your units. And yeah, just one or two bad charges and here come the routes. And Azazel is just bonkers, dude. He's not insane, but having him flying, being a terror, great assassinating units or high priority targets with Bane and Whip. Yeah. And Fascination on top of those poor Plague Ogres. Yeah, they're not going to be lasting long, and that just leaves these Storm Vermin, which were in the opening, actually. But these ones, and they were Sorted Board, I forgot to mention that, sorry. But these are the ROR variant with Unbreakable, and they're actually going to do some serious work here against pretty much everything. Fiends, Marauder Horsemen, Devoted. And I didn't even realize it until late. Here comes the first Slash. Good, pretty okay damage, respectable. Here come the Musk. I don't know if that's going to help that much. I'm trying to keep Azazel alive, so I'm not trying to take any bad fights with him right now. Just use him as a terror unit out here in the sky. And yeah, it's just clockwork now. We just keep throwing as many units as we can. I think we eventually get Chaos Warriors and Mirror Guard coming in here right now. Because those Fiends, I don't know. People were saying the Fiends are bad. I've had pretty damn good results with them. I've seen people use them very well. There's like Iskandar and even Pigman. If supported with like Devoted Marauders, you can't have them by themselves. If you have like Demonettes and such supporting them, giving multiple debuffs, they can do some work. Especially Exalted Demonettes, they have the -8 with their Charm or whatever that ability is. So you have -8 melee attack, and then the Spores -5, -13 melee attack. That will do some absolute damage. And then -5 from the melee defense. It's just kind of feels like Nurgle almost. Then you have Fear, Terror, Physical Defense. You can absolutely destroy numbers of units. I actually played a game against, I believe it was YOLO, where I was down 3,000 value and I brought the ROR Demonettes in, and they closed the gap fast. They took out a lot of Lizardman units, and I mean a lot of Lizardman units. They were insanely good. Even fighting into Croxigors and doing pretty damn well. Man. Makes you think, maybe I should try doing that into Demons of Chaos. Just Exalted Demonettes, Fiends, and then a bunch of blues in the back, providing fire support. It's not the worst idea, actually. Something to consider. Have Azazel provide lots of annoying. I actually might try that now. That sounds like a fun idea. Alright, folks, well, enough of that crafting. It gets back, and I have a lot of units, very expensive units, so I need to be careful. I need to get all my units out of there, trying to dodge all sorts of globes, Mortis engines, because it can absolutely delete everything here, so we gotta get them out. Azazel's coming back to deal with the rat, and it doesn't look like he did enough damage. It looks like he definitely could have, but not so much. We have lots of Skaven slaves with clan rats, the whole tide coming into the center. Although, I don't think it's going to be enough. We still have plenty of units, good units, elite units, somewhat mid-tier elite units, and Azazel. And I think Azazel is really the key with that terror. I keep saying Azazel's key with the terror, but he is. He's really good here. Terror bombing is a great idea here. Although I do feel like I didn't have to bring the Lash, but seeing as how there were Storm Vermin, it wasn't the worst choice. I honestly think I could have went with I think it's Phantasmagoria. It's one of these Slaanesh spells that provides -8 leadership. They would have preferred that instead. Do better terror damage. And now we're even threatening the home objective of Rogues. Rogue has actually been keeping up quite well for using Skaven. But yeah, I think, yeah, just more throwing. Dang, 3,600 from Ikit, that's insane. And then once I capture his home objective, it's pretty much GG's from there. GG's, Rogue, GG's. Definitely gave me a run. I think instead of bringing the Natty Boobos, I would have went for, yeah, just more gutter runners, slingers. Because that's the problem with Slaanesh, they're not great at taking out a mass amount of units very fast. Yeah, he could have easily had double the amount of my units, and I couldn't stop the... I mean, I'd have, what, one Pavane on a 200 to 400 unit? Not really worth it. Not at all. And my Chaos Warriors can only kill so many Skaven slaves and rats, and eventually just tire out and get shot down by the slingers. Or get pinned down for the rat ogres and the wolf rats that come feast on them. But yeah, that's how I would do it. And that's why I think Skaven just gets boring after a while, because that's their most viable build. Sometimes. Not all the time. But yeah, very well done. Very well done indeed. But it can be hard to be Skaven. That's why we're all here at the bottom tier with my chaos of Slaanesh. Well, if you did enjoy that, please like, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 1,000 right now. Definitely appreciate it. And come see me on the stream. Show some love. Come play some games. We're always looking for more fun. And to do that, get new players in, whether it's for 2v2s, 1v1s, free-for-alls, the works. Alright, folks, with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.